To graph y equals negative x squared using a table of values. We're going to use 3 steps. Step 1, let's begin with creating a table of values. We'll need an x column, a y equals negative 1x squared column, and the coordinate pair x comma y. We're going to use the x values of negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2, and then we're going to substitute those values into the equation to get y output values and an xy coordinate pair. So if we have x equals negative 2, the y output is computed as negative 1 times the bracket negative 2 all bracketed squared. We do negative 2 squared first and then multiply by negative 1, which is negative 4, and hence our pair is negative 2 comma negative 4. We use negative 1 next, and thus y equals negative 1 bracket squared. We treat negative 1 squared first, and that's 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1, and the ordered pair is negative 1 comma negative 1. With 0, we have y equals negative 1 times the quantity of 0 all squared, which is 0, and hence the ordered pair is 0 comma 0. Next, we have 1, and the y output is negative 1 times 1 quantity all squared, which is 1 times negative 1, which is negative 1. And we have the xy pairing of 1 comma negative 1. And lastly, we have 2 for x, so the y quantity is y equals negative 1 times the quantity of 2 all squared. So 2 squared is 4. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, and hence the ordered pair is 2 comma negative 4. And now for step 2, we have our grid, and we're going to plot our 5 key critical points. So negative 2 comma negative 4 will go from the origin to left, 4 down, plot your point. The next point is negative 1 comma negative 1, start at the origin, go 1 to the left, 1 down. To plot the origin, just plot it at 0 comma 0. To plot 1 comma negative 1, start at the origin and go 1 to the right and 1 down. And lastly, for 2 comma negative 4, we're going to go 2 units to the right and 4 units down, and we have our 5 key critical points. The third step is to draw a nice smooth curve that joins all of these 5 key critical points. If you do it correctly, it should look like this. So this is how you graph y equals negative 1x squared using a table of values.